Welcome everybody to yet another episode of Yolking Around, the podcast where we have pop culture, personal reflections, and some hot news. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm Derek Mayo.
Yeah, welcome all. This is Diana.
How are you?
Good.
Diana?
It's been a good weekend. It was nice to have 4 days off instead of just 3 for Labor Day.
That's right. We're recording this on the last day or the day of Labor Day.
Yeah,
The
it's
day
Labor
where
Day.
It's Labor Day, literally. And we're here working one way or another, right?
A lot of people still work on Labor Day.
Yeah.
Especially, hospitals. I mean, somebody's got to work. Like, you can't
Yeah.
have your patients, what do they call it? Flatlining.
Yeah. Somebody's got to be, and
No, honestly, like,
that's why they should be.
respect.
Yeah, and that's why people that are needed, regardless of the day, need to be paid well.
Yeah, I
So,
agree.
hoof.
You need to up the wages a little bit.
Yeah. And it was hard kind of finding something like a restaurant today.
Oh, I know.
Right off the bat, though, too, which has like a weird dichotomy that happens in Labor Day because you don't know which business are going to be open or which ones are just relaxing and saying, take a load off, people, just go ahead and enjoy your family in the long weekend.
Yeah, the fun part is when Google says Labor Day may affect these hours, and it doesn't tell you whether they're open or they're closed.
Yeah, Google is not gonna. It's gonna say, "Hey, this is what we got, bud."
That's their it's
You
their
decide.
disclaimer.
Yeah, it's just a disclaimer, The website says 8 to 9. Okay, it's 8:59, and you're closing.
Yeah, and I don't know if you want to kind of talk about what we started with the apartment today.
Oh yes, I just left the key at in somebody's car, and we
Essentially, we got locked out of our
yeah, we
apartment.
got locked out of the apartment, and we needed to go to the office, and we were blessed and lucky enough that they
Thank
were
God.
open during the holiday.
Yeah, and they closed at 2 and we got there like at 1, so we were probably like an hour away from being locked out for like the rest of the day.
Yeah. We just made it in time. We were having a breakfast, nice and comfortably, and little did we know that they were about to close. I guess we still had like 2 hours, but give or take.
Yeah, I
Give
guess
or
I just
take.
kind
I'd
of
be pushing it.
assumed it would have been figured out regardless. It would have been fine, so I wasn't too worried about it. But
And I try to do the good old sneaking in with the card. Try to open a door with the card, and
yep,
like
then-
we used to do back in the day. But everything's bolted, and if it's dead bolted, it's really hard for somebody to open your door. At least,
yeah.
I don't have that type of expertise.
I mean, which is good because if we had to, it would have been cool if you would have gotten in with the card. But at the same time, it would have caused a fear within me. It's like, what if someone breaks in?
Yeah. It makes you wonder if I can do this, then what the fuck,
Exactly.
And especially here where we live, you have it's not common, but you do have people that can be just looking for trouble
Yeah.
or looking to do something mean to somebody's property.
Yeah, just fuck people up.
Yeah, like it has happened to both of us before,
Mhm,
actually, both of us. So, yeah, guys, welcome. We are here in Denver and we are recording. Super excited. And we've been all over, honestly. We've been all over this past month. And it's kind of a funny story because we tried recording this podcast last week and it came out great.
It was a great
It was a
podcast.
great podcast. And then we had to re-record it because a lot of the time some of our cameras just randomly turn off, and one will have the footage and then we'll have the audio, but then we don't have the footage from the other one, and it's a whole mess. So yeah, so thank you, for obviously being here and supporting, even though I know that it can be weird and annoying. We've had instances where the podcast goes well and then all of a sudden some fucking fucked up thing happens, and for some reason we can't dish out the podcast that we just recorded and worked so hard on doing, and
Right.
it's a very, very deflating feeling.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, I know, like, no matter how annoying it is for me, it's even more annoying for you because it's
Yeah,
just-
it's
you
very rough.
want something to work on during the week. That's what you do. I just show up. I just talk. But I
Yeah.
now and then have like a story or two to share. But you're the one that has the load of it. So
Yeah, I have to do most of the editing, which is annoying just because of the program. I want to say it's a program that I'm using, and hopefully in the future, not too far future, I'll be able to upgrade to some. I need to upgrade to something a little more. I don't know, that works better with the Mac interface and with the videos that I'm trying to dish out. So
yeah, you were telling
yeah.
me that most video programs or video editing programs now, I
Mhm.
guess you can't just buy it. It's not like a one-time purchase. It's like a thing that you have to rent.
Yeah, as I have it under my impression,
Okay.
you used to be able to buy Adobe Premiere and all the products that came with it, and you were able to take advantage of that easily. You pay, for whatever the catalog of that year is, and then you would get your updates, and so on. But then, just like everybody else, a lot of companies start renting you the program. So basically, you have to buy a membership, and the editing memberships are so intense because if you decide to stop services with them, they'll fee you. They'll have some sort of
Oh,
fee.
that's fucked
Yeah, it's
up.
like fucking doing cable, or where
So
if you
stupid.
leave, according to them, if you leave, they have terms and conditions that can eventually get more money out of you.
At the
So
end of the day, it's a company. They have to keep making more money. Actually, I kind of have something interesting to share, kind of relating to companies and that, and like cutting corners in a way.
I mean,
Um,
that's it.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
very common. Yeah.
I have a brother who's a computer engineer.
Hmm.
So he makes apps, and is very.
Yeah.
He's a tech wizard.
Yeah. He can create a app, as I have it understood,
Yeah,
from out of scratch. Like
right. Obviously, I
he's
won't
that guy.
share the name of his company, but he was telling me that he used to have the option of working remotely, and I mean that's what he's done, but he always had the option of going into work, like in an actual office.
Yeah.
And he was telling me that I guess they're no longer gonna have like an office, like an actual shared space. Like everyone's gonna work remotely,
Mm,
essentially because the company wants to save even more money by like
right.
not having to have
Right.
an office or like a headquarters, I guess,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like deal with the maintenance fees, all that.
Cleaning and yeah.
Yeah. And like I thought more about it, and I think a lot of companies are probably going to head toward that also eventually. Like if you don't have to have, I think COVID kind of changed a lot of things. I think that opened,
Oh yeah. No,
um,
it
it,
initiated a lot of that.
yeah, it
Yeah.
showed you that,
Definitely
at least
streamlined
for
it.
many companies, not obviously not every company, but a lot of the times you don't need to be like in an actual shared office space in order to be functional as a company.
Right.
So I can see that becoming more popular as within the
Yeah.
next decade for sure.
It's so weird because yeah, COVID did ignite this trend of staying home and doing everything from home, and working at the comfort of your own place, and that has facilitated a lot of things for everyone. But there's goods and bad. I feel.
Right, you're living it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, you've seen it where companies are going remote, but they're also worried about the production aspect of the company. Are people actually working?
Right.
Are they, how much of that work is actually coming in through? And I know that has been an issue for companies that have gone high, I guess, remote, because there's hybrid, right? Hybrid is where you have the opportunity of going in office and then also staying at home and doing some of that work. I personally like to be in a space. I don't necessarily. I'm not the biggest fan, even though I'm not complaining. I'm not the biggest fan of bringing your work to your house. Um, with like podcasting and maybe doing something like if you're a DJ and you practice at your house, it is still work, but it's a different type of feeling to it.
Yeah.
Once your work starts kind of bleeding into your personal life, which is obviously very easy for it to do. I don't know. There could be some negative aspects to it. Not everything. I would say that not everything would be a good thing of going remote. And also, speaking from the side of the company, obviously you are saving money, but by not having in-person offices, but you could still benefit from having an actual working space for people to come and share ideas,
Of
and
course.
you could say, well, I could do that in a Starbucks, but I feel like you get more legitimacy with having an actual space one way or another. But
Yeah, and it just creates more cohesion as well.
yeah, and it also depends on the type of work you do.
Very
Not
true.
everything can be done remotely.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah, you're right. It's very interesting. You do some remote, no? And
Yeah, I do some. We have one day out of the week where we just do like documentation. We can just do it from home. But I like what you had to say about, it's important to compartmentalize certain aspects of your life because they can bleed
yeah,
into each other. It kind of reminded me, it's a little different, but kind of similar in a way where I remember in high school, they were kind of teaching us hacks of like how to study basically.
okay,
And they said that it was really, really bad for you to do your homework in bed because then you
right,
start
yeah,
associating that when maybe it's like bedtime. So unconsciously, maybe you're thinking about homework when you're supposed to be sleeping. So yeah, it's very important to like compartmentalize that. And obviously, we're human. I feel like memories, at least how I feel them, are very strongly intertwined with where you are, like geographically, like location wise. So even like you physically being at home or while doing work, that
hmm
can remind you of work related things more often than maybe if you would go into the office.
right, yeah. Like if you have an office that used to be fun and now it's like the work office, you could start
Hmm.
associating that room with, I have to go to work. I
Yes,
have to do
exactly.
that, and I
Exactly.
don't want to be in that room because I'm there 10 hours a day, 8 hours
Hmm.
a day, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So it could, yeah, it has those things. There's definitely some psychological realm to be explored in that, in the whole transition from hybrid to stay at home, or
Hmm.
attending somewhere to do
To like go to work
your
and stuff.
duty. Yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly.
feel like there's definitely going to be a lot more research about that, like
hmm
working remotely in the future for sure.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe AI will start taking into place in there as well.
Fuck. Yeah, I feel
The
like each
sky's the limit,
each day
really.
that passes by, AI is more integrated in our lives.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely more and more, and it's also the way AI is meant to work is to get better every time. That's the thing.
Exactly.
So it's the system is always getting better at what it does, making it more efficient.
Yeah, becoming self-aware in a way.
I mean, I'm not very. I don't know how deep we are into like
Right.
how cognizant these programs are. I know there's people that have done podcasts with ChatGPT,
Oh my god.
like straight up having a conversation back and forth. Yeah, they've done
Can you say
podcasts.
more about that? Like, what do you mean? Like, there someone's talking to a computer, or like?
Yeah, I think either they talk to the computer, because I don't know exactly how they edit it.
Okay.
That's the thing. I don't know the ins and outs of the edition part of it, but I'm pretty sure they're either speaking to it and then kind of like having them decipher the prompt that you're kind of
Oh, okay.
telling it,
Mm-hmm.
and then responding that back and kind of editing it in a way that it seems like there's a seamless conversation
Hmm.
between a computer.
Weird.
They are answering your questions, but I don't know what the mechanics of it are to
Right.
record it that way.
Oh, I see.
But it has been done,
Yeah.
yes, multiple times,
Oh,
where
wow.
people, you go to ChatGPT and they can have a conversation. Let's say it's a podcast where you don't have an invite, or
Like
somebody
a
that,
guest.
yeah, or a guest, or co-host, or your partner. Yeah. So it has been done, and yeah, people just start experimenting with things.
Have you listened to a full podcast like that, or is it just something that you know of?
I know of, and I have listened to the podcast just out of curiosity, but not. I was not. I wasn't excited about it because I don't know. I'm kind of a little bit anti AI. A little bit. I want to say.
I think there's gonna come a point where I mean it's like a spectrum. I'd like to say
hmm
too. There maybe is a point where it is beneficial for certain things, but
Right.
and then I don't know where the line is drawn, but I'm sure there's a line somewhere where you're like, oh, I don't know about that.
Well, it's that just reminded me, unlocked the memory of the Black Mirror episode where, if you remember, I think it's one of the, not Macaulay Culkin, but his brother, I want to say,
I didn't even know he had a
Yeah,
brother.
yeah, he has a couple brothers, and I'm pretty sure he's the one that. Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure he's the one that comes out in one of the most recent episodes of Black Mirror, where is the two astronauts that are up in space, and they have, spoiler alert, I'm sorry, but they have these humanoid bodies down on Earth. So consciously, they're able to manipulate the humanoid body from, yeah, from far, I guess, from
From
space
space.
via
Yeah,
Bluetooth,
literally.
you know,
Yeah.
like a Bluetooth thing.
Oh my god.
So what it reminded me of is that there is a scene in that episode where these people come in that are protesting against the machines, and so they kill the humanoid body or the android.
Yeah, they destroy it.
Yeah, they destroy it, saying that it's not natural, that's not how it's meant to be. Protecting the whole unity between two humans, right? Not mixing with the androids or robots. In that scene, he's saying, "Yeah, this is not natural." The leader kills the humanoid android body, and then he also kills the humans,
The family.
the actual
The two
family,
kids and the wife.
for mixing with the android AI machine. Yeah, it's fucking crazy, but
Yeah, if y'all haven't seen that episode, you need to watch it. It was kind of a mind fuck. I
yeah,
think.
yeah. It really kind of gets you going because you kind of see the other crazy guy, crazy in quotations, because they're actually kind of like making sense in their argument, right? Their philosophy is like, no, this is not right. You know, you can't be in bed with this machine or
Yeah.
whatever. You know, it's not natural. So it's kind of a weird like futuristic type of take on that.
That's gonna be me watching it, I was like, okay, this is kind of wild, but I don't think it's too far fetched at the same time.
Yeah.
I kind of see it potentially happening. And if it were to happen, that's gonna be just like another layer of ethics right there that we're gonna have to
Yeah.
process.
And the fucked up thing is that we are fucking behind on on those layers of ethics because of technology. Like there's things that have not been processed as a society, as a government correctly, that involve a lot of ethics, and we are still behind. Like you still have people in Congress not understanding how to fucking, you know, connect something to Wi-Fi, you know, or how to what Bluetooth is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like not able to understand. And I'm not sitting here saying I am able to understand the functionalities and, you know, how it works and
The
the physics.
intricacies.
No, of course not. But I know how it's beneficial, you know, and we still have people in Congress not knowing like what Facebook is in its totality. You know, you have how many times you've seen those interviews with Mark Zuckerberg and the guy from Twitter, and then the guy also from TikTok, the most recent one, where they're interviewing him and asking these questions. That it's good that they're asking, but it's also, it lets you know where we stand.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we're just letting technology kind of like go buck wild, you know, in the unknown.
Take the reins.
And bringing out these amazing things, but there's also a shit ton of things that are unethical about it. And nowadays with AI, you could use it to mimic somebody's voice,
Oh yeah, that shit's
which is
trippy.
fucking wild. People can do scams off of that. As a matter of fact, I heard this scam was recently happening. And so if you're watching this or listening to this, be careful because I just got it this morning.
Oh shit.
So I got a message saying that my package was not able to be delivered, and that it was at another storage. And this comes as a message, like a text message coming from USPS,
Oh,
the
shit.
National Postal Service. That's the U.S. National Postal
Yeah, I
Service.
think that's right.
So it comes as a text message, and normally they do that whenever they deliver your package. But this, you could tell that they're kind of fake because, at least on iPhone, it came from an email. So
Oh,
he provided
fuck.
a random ass email address, and
Red flag number one.
yeah, red flag number one, and then also like press yes, and it'll take you to the link. Apparently, you go to this link and you put in your information. They got your information now, and you're fucked off of your bank accounts, basically.
Dude, that's fucked. You all also like the timing of that was kind of weird because you just got something in the actual mail saying that your package didn't get delivered, right?
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
to
yeah.
our apartment building, at least.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what they're doing, how they're keeping track, if they have some sort of like tracking number
Weird. That'd be
thing,
wild.
where people I don't know if they're just randomly doing it or if it's or whatever the word.
Strategized.
Yeah, exactly. Uh, in a way that is like, oh, this person's about to receive a package. We are able to
Fuck.
track that. Can we get him to
I just want to know who the fuck is doing these scams. I just want to have a chat, you know? Like what's going on in your life that you feel the need to do that.
Well, and another thing that we're talking about it with that is that how many times you get these random ass scam calls, scam likey or
Oh, I
whatever.
have so many every day.
Exactly. And yeah, some people get them like crazy,
Yeah.
like obnoxiously crazy. And they were saying that normally a lot of people like to answer them and kind of waste people's time
Yeah.
on there. But now they are using your voice, so they can use your voice to do a whole bunch of other shit. So that's not
Icky.
even a good idea.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's major ick on that one.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
I had a thought and it went. Oh, I was gonna say about scams. You know, we're maybe more. Obviously, I'm not a tech genius, but I would say maybe we have an awareness of how technology works and how to identify a scam.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I feel like, and I'm gonna generalize, obviously, but maybe like the older generations don't know and they're more susceptible to being
No,
scammed.
I mean, I'm pretty sure, I want to say that statistically speaking, you're wrong. Like, yeah, it's mostly older folk that get, scammed.
Yeah.
It's very common. Getting old people looped into things over the phone, or just scamming little by little on certain things, getting your money out somehow by saying that they're gonna help you with XYZ or they're gonna provide you a certain service or product.
It's people taking advantage of the goodness of people's hearts.
Yeah. And the thing is, the fucked up thing is how they do it nowadays. It's just like, okay, you're bound to fucking fall one way or another. Like, that's some fucked up shit, dude. Like, oh, we don't care. Like, you're gonna get
Straight
got.
up.
Like, you're gonna get got. I really don't know. It might be super easy to get some crazy amount of money on.
Oh, I'm sure.
On these things. It
Yeah.
might be. I don't know.
I mean, they got to be
companies
doing
that
it
do
for
this,
a
but-
reason, right? I mean, it's because they're getting people in, like getting people hooked on a scam.
Yeah.
Also, you still see people on Catfish getting scammed all the fucking time too.
Yeah, which I don't understand. I mean, it's pretty fucking. I want to say it's pretty obvious, and I feel like a lot of the people that are on Catfish, on the show Catfish, they want to be catfished. I feel like you have to want to kind of be catfish, like a part
like
of
that
them.
part of you.
Yes, because it's based off of hope. So I feel like hope works its way into your understanding, or maybe your actualization of what the reality really is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you wanna believe. You wanna believe is that sense of hope that kind of gets intermingled with your necessities and your insecurities.
Yeah.
And you let your guard down, so you let yourself be deceived. And they say a lie 1,000 times, it'll eventually be truth. That's kind of how it is.
Yeah.
Are you real? Are you real? Yes, of course I am. Of course I am. You're the best. Blah 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 blah. And then they get hooked on it. And a lot of the people that get hooked on it are in a spot, emotionally speaking, or it's like emotionally speaking, that they might be vulnerable, and
Right.
they're looking for somebody to like acknowledge them. Just having that attention.
We all need somebody
Yeah.
to at least acknowledge, like you said.
Catfish is a wild show, man. I don't know how many seasons they got, but they
They have
definitely made.
quite a few now. And I would say maybe because that's my guilty pleasure is Catfish. I would say like 8
Yeah.
times out of 10 people are not who they say they are.
Yeah. I've yet to see an episode where somebody was who they say they were.
It's pretty rare.
Maybe 20 pounds over or under, but I still get it,
Right.
know. But I've yet to see an episode where somebody's actually who they say they were.
Yeah, fuck.
And it was obvious. Like, I thought I was dating Justin Bieber. Like, no, bitch, you were not dating Justin Bieber. Like,
I mean, there's this guy that he was dating Katy Perry. For
yeah,
years.
I remember that episode. Katy Perry, yeah. Ass of an angel, but she's not dating you, dude. Like,
No.
I'm sorry. They want to believe, like I said.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah. Do you have some news?
Before, I want to say that we went to Vegas.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
let's talk a little bit because we haven't gotten to elaborate anything on that. Yeah, we went to Vegas and we went on Thursday. We had all these plans ready for it, and then it's this first day, oh, like the night before, everything just changes because we were supposed to go see these artists, Karol G, on Thursday, and then Friday do another thing, but then she shifted the date on from Friday to Thursday, and yeah, it was really bad in that sense, and we were very upset. But then you ended up going to Karol G.
Yeah, I ended up going. I was like, I'm mad at you, but not mad enough to not go to your concert because I
Yeah,
could still go. You had plans obviously on Thursday night,
yeah.
so you couldn't do it. I kind of had conflicting feelings throughout the concert because, first of all, I feel like she let a lot of people down because obviously she changed the date,
Yeah,
so a lot of people weren't able to make it because they obviously had a flight and like maybe a hotel at different dates.
yeah.
So the
Had
stadium.
poured a lot of money into
Mm-hmm.
attending.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of the stadium was pretty empty. The whole, because they have 400
yeah.
section.
This
That's
was
big,
in
even
the
bigger than Ball Arena.
Allegiant Stadium,
Yeah,
right?
that stadium is fucking huge, man.
Yeah,
Fucking
yeah,
huge. It has so many entrances, almost too many entrances, actually, to the
yeah.
point where it was kind of confusing. I didn't really know where to go. But one thing about me is I'm not afraid to ask, so I like kept asking people where to go. And it was kind of weird because my seat was supposed to be in section in 400 because I didn't really care like about where I was seated. I just wanted to go.
Yeah, you were there for the vibe more than
Exactly,
anything.
exactly. Um, so I walk up to the security before actually entering the stadium. I'm like, hey, like I don't know which entrance I should go through to make it easier to find my seat. Can you help me? He's like, actually 400. This is really weird. 400 section is closed, so that's weird. I'm like, what the fuck? So where the fuck am I supposed to sit?
Yeah, the ticket says 400, sir.
Yeah,
What do you want me to
literally.
do?
And I never got an email or anything like telling me what to do. So I was just kind of asking around. Eventually made it to this line where I guess for the same reason that, a bunch of people weren't able to attend, they were moving people around so they could be like a little bit closer to the
Right.
stage, which I thought, cool, but also not cool
Is
because,
the least you could do.
yeah, the least you could do.
But you were also gonna say that logistically didn't. It was a mess, right?
Yeah, it was pretty disorganized in my opinion. Um, but whatever. I eventually made it to the line, and then security just asked me how many people I had with me. My friend was with me, so I just said I had two. He hands me these brand new tickets.
Hmm.
I look at them and they're section 100. I'm like, holy shit! Like I was
You
not
just got
expecting.
upgraded to the
Oh
platinum package,
hella,
baby.
hella, got hella closer. So I was really happy. I got to see her a little bit closer. She has an amazing stage presence. The set design was incredible. She had a really
Mm.
cool animated story in the beginning of the concert.
Yeah.
So that was really good. It was so fun. She played some songs off her new art album. Uh, yeah, it was a great concert. Not gonna
It
lie.
seemed no, and
Yeah.
honestly, everybody has had an amazing experience. You know
Hmm.
that they have gone to the concert. Just clarifying, it's an amazing experience.
Yes. One of the best concerts I've been to,
I really
actually.
wanted to go.
I
That's why I was
know.
so. I still am salty
I
about it.
know.
I really wanted to go listen to her live, but whatever.
Yeah, so that was good. The stadium itself, I'm not the biggest fan of the layout. I wish the stage was more in the middle, like how Ball Arena is.
Mhm.
It was just kind of like further out, which I get it. A lot of stadiums slash theaters are kind of that way, but I kind of prefer if the stage is in the middle. But
Yeah.
regardless, it was a really fun time, so no regrets. So that was Thursday night. Where were you on Thursday night?
The Thursday night, my brother and I went to a comedy show. It's actually a comedy podcast that I listen to, and the people that were there are from Mexico, and they were doing a show there. And my brother and I went and got to see them live, and it was really really cool. A lot of podcasts do the live event,
Yeah, so
comedy type
I'm a little curious about
back and
those
forth thing.
because if it's a podcast, I'm curious. Like, do they interact with the audience a lot, or do they kind of pretend that you're not there? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, I think it's how they did it. It's a combination of both, because the audience is a very active, responsive being, that
Right.
you could work with. So, as you're listening to this, people are laughing and they're listening, yeah,
Reacting.
reacting. That you have that immediate feedback, and if done correctly, you could get that immediate bounce, and
Mm?
even include the audience one way or another into your podcast.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, they use that a little bit, but it's mostly the dynamic out of respect. I would say you want to listen to these people, so obviously you let them talk it out, say their thing, and they have something pre already kind of
Yeah,
scripted.
maybe like a loose script.
Yeah, like a loose script to have some jokes in it, things that are gonna make the conversation not be so let's see if something good or funny comes out of it. No, you have your already kind of like templated
Yeah.
jokes.
Template
And
is a good way of putting
yeah,
it.
yeah. So they did that a lot, and it was amazing. One thing about Vegas, though, in general, is that Tiger was right, man. You gotta have racks in order to
Fuck.
go to Vegas. You could fucking destroy your wallet in
So
one night.
expensive.
So expensive. Every drink $60, $70,
At least
$80,
plus tip.
plus
And
tip.
no matter
Yeah.
how much anything is, I always tip because I think that's fucked up not to tip.
I mean, you gotta. They're doing you a service, and those people are living off of that.
They don't set the prices. So.
Yeah, and I know for a fact. Don't get me wrong. I know for a fact that if you go to Vegas, you have to have money in order to. Yeah,
You gotta be ready to break the bank a little bit.
yeah. I mean, Tyga said it on his song. You gotta bring Rex. But holy shit, man, it is wild, especially right now with the economic atmosphere that we are in, where your dollar is really not worth
Not much.
much. Everything's super fucking expensive, dude. Like from waters at a club to
Just
a
criminal.
drink. Yeah, like all right, I know you. I understand you're trying to make a profit here, but what the fuck, dude? Like you're also trying to like. I'm not trying to just have two drinks, so you have to fall into the good old Vegas safety tips where you have to maybe buy alcohol outside where it's reasonable price and not you know 2,000% elevated.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
bought a bottle for I bought a bottle of tequila to drink
yeah,
before, pregame.
it's a lot. It's a lot better. You could buy some shooters, step out,
Mm-hmm.
drink some shooters, and
Yep.
then go in. And but honestly, it was a great experience nonetheless. If you're gonna spend money, at least do it in a way that you're gonna enjoy your best. And our friend Chan got us a good deal because he knew about these party passes. And basically, what it is you buy the party passes. I think girls are $70 and the guys are 90,
Something like that.
or 75 and 95. I can't remember. Uh, but yeah, you buy these passes, you pick them up at the hotel, because a lot of the hotels over there have clubs or have pool parties that they host themselves. So it's just money going to one source, let's be honest. But they give you these party passes. You could go from Thursday to Sunday. So they know that most people arrive on Thursday and they leave by Sunday.
Right.
So you could use these party passes then, and
Save a little bit of money.
yeah, and you do save a lot of money, honestly.
If you're gonna
Highly
go
recommend it.
out.
Yeah, if you want to go out, which I'm assuming most people do, it doesn't include shows, like Blue Man Group or whatever. Doesn't include those shows, but any party, pool party or clubbing, it does let you in on those, and so it's a hack.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a hack.
Yeah, we also went to Omnia on Friday night. Was that
Yeah,
Friday?
yeah. We went to go see Omnia. We went to the Omnia on Friday, and we went to see Martin Garrix, which
Which I was not impressed, to be honest.
yeah, and I was very sad about that because Martin Garrix, I grew up with him, and he's just a famous DJ, and he's one of my Infinity Stones on my DJ gauntlet. That he was.
Who
one
else is on there?
Uh, there's a couple. There's a
Okay.
couple. Armin van Buren, I already got him.
Porter Robinson?
Porter Robinson, yeah. The more famous DJ Tiesto.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Avicii or R.I.P.
Oh, but you saw him before.
Yeah, I got to see him in. I want to say it was a Decadence. It was a New
Okay.
Year's type
Okay,
party.
cool.
Um,
Yeah, but Martin Garrix.
yeah, Martin Garrix was one of the ones that I still needed to watch or see, and you know, it wasn't as good as I wanted to be or thought it would be. And this is not dissing on the DJ itself because he had just been in Tomorrowland in Belgium like a week
Yeah,
before. So
I was watching a stream on TikTok of him just fucking. I know he's a good DJ. You
yeah,
know,
yeah, no, it's just
not to discredit him.
yeah, but you go from Tomorrowland that weekend to
To
fucking
Vegas.
to Vegas Omnia, where
Fuck.
you're tired, you don't want to, you know, you could
You
tell
want to
that
rest.
you want to rest, and that's the thing about the DJ life that it's a golden cage, you know, it's amazing, you know, but you are kind of you're kind of attached to your job in a way, or the job kind of owns you.
Well, I'm sure he has maybe I don't know what to call it, like a residency or like a contract
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
of some sort.
Yeah, a lot of DJs do.
Okay.
Yeah, where they have to go and it's a job.
Yeah, they
It's
have a
job,
commitment
yeah.
to go through.
Yeah, and even though they get paid really good money, it's still a job, you know.
Right.
And eventually, if you're doing it often, it's gonna there's gonna be days where you're not wanting to perform your best, and or you know, don't perform your best. I don't want to say you don't want to.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. He just seemed very internal. I don't know how else
Yeah.
to describe it.
Yeah, yeah. He just was not as engaging with the crowd,
Right.
you know. And normally he is, you know, he's a very bubbly guy. I actually think he seems like an awesome guy, like personality wise. And yeah, I was upset because a lot of people, a lot of our friends went to see him for the first time and they weren't very impressed.
I'd give him
by
another
it.
shot though. It was just maybe an off day. We all have our
Yeah,
off days. You know?
I've seen it before. I'm not. It's not. We're not just trying to talk shit. I've seen
Yeah.
it before with other DJs. Like I was saying, Zed,
Mhm.
the DJ. I've seen him, and I've seen one good set where he looked ready to go, fresh, pumped, and killing it. And I've also seen sets where he had just done a New Year's party in another state earlier, and now he's going to do New Year's again. And you could tell
Fuck.
that you know
That's
that,
intense.
yeah, you could tell there's probably already alcohol in his system. Not that he was drunk. I can't, you know, I'm not saying that, but there could be alcohol, other fucking substances in his systems, and he's already tired
Yeah.
because he's fucking having to fly all. And you could tell the set was not bad, but the energy, the person, because a lot of the DJs have the like at least some sort of light beaming on them, you know, and so you know it's just the attention point. So yeah, you could tell that they're not engaging as
Yeah.
much. And then there's DJs that have the light on them the least as possible, which is actually kind of weird, you know, but because it just looks like you're just looking at dark and then you're just looking at the visuals
Oh, I
from
don't
the
like
back.
that.
Yeah, you don't get to see the DJ. It's kind of weird. But yeah, we went to go see Martin Garrix. There was incidents that happened at the club that I think might be worth speaking.
Yeah,
One
go
of
for
them
it.
was this. It got so packed at some point. People were
Packed to the
fucking
brim.
Packed to the brim. I've never seen that club so packed, and eventually we couldn't even stay in the middle because it got. I like to be able to dance, you know, to actually be able to move, and people like bumping and grinding right next to each other, and
Fuck
you know,
that.
smelling somebody's armpit. That's not my shit. I'd rather go to the back where I have space. I don't care on being right down the front.
I also fucking hate feeling other people sweat. Like, ugh, it makes me cringe just thinking about it.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah.
It's really bad, and it happens a lot
Yeah.
if you are intertwined with people that are in the very front. Yeah, you'll get some pit sweat on
Yeah.
you.
So we had to get out of there.
Yeah, and I was going to the bathroom, and I'm following this security guard because the security guard is trying to get from point A to point B because the hallways get super fucking cramped. So we're barely moving, and the security guard is kind of trying his best to get us through.
Yeah.
And then there's this chick behind me, And all of a sudden, this chick just fucking yells as hard as she can in my ear, like, "Fucking move!" And I'm just like, I look at her and I give her the meanest fucking mug. I swear to God, I give her the. She was taller than me, so I had to like look up a little
Uh-huh.
bit. And I was like, "What do you want me to do?" I'm literally following a security guard to get to the fucking exit of this. What do you want me to push him off so that you can fucking go through and get us both kicked the fuck out? And she looked at me like, like I don't know, like something was not
Like a look of
connect.
desperation or
Yeah,
something.
and I'm just like, dude, what do you want me to
You
do?
literally can't do anything.
She's just started like pushing people out of the way and made her way across. She must have had to pee or poop, I don't know, but whatever it was, she needed to yell at my
She
ear
needed to
and
go
destroy
back.
my eardrum.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But and then the other one, there was two chicks talking and they were mad about something or somebody. I don't know. I couldn't hear shit, but I could hear this.
Is it in the same occasion or a different time that you
This
went to
is
the
this is a
bathroom?
different occasion.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to the bathroom at least twice that
Okay.
night, and I think was the second stand. I'm standing, and then all of a sudden, like I hear this, like a crazy fucking noise, and I look, and it's this girl. She must have been at least 21, 23 years old.
I mean,
And
she had to be at least 21 to get in now.
yeah, and but she was throwing a tantrum
Like a little
like
taller.
a 3-year-old. Like I swear to God, like a spoiled middle school little bitch. Like I don't know how else to describe it. Threw the biggest tantrum, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
Like, is this really fucking happening?
I'm
right
like, why is she acting like that? I don't
now? Very
understand.
perplexed.
I was so taken aback because I'm like, it's a 22-year-old, but her energy is like a 13-year-old. Like, what the fuck? So it really shook me, especially because you're in a place where that we're all adults, right? This is in big
Quote,
quotes,
unquote.
quote to air quotes. We're all adults here, so and she just threw the biggest tantrum, and I was just
How embarrassing
very,
for her,
very
to be
perplexed.
honest. How embarrassing.
It is embarrassing, honestly. I don't know how you could walk around like that and then just, if something goes south, you just throw a tantrum like a 5-year-old would.
I don't know if she had the maturity to realize it was embarrassing, though. I mean?
Yeah, it's very, very confusing. I've never seen it,
Yeah.
honestly. Like somebody acting like a little kid like
yeah,
that.
I definitely would have been tripped out, too. I'm just like, what the fuck is this bitch doing?
Yeah, very
What does she want? Like,
icky.
Yeah.
Very icky.
Yeah.
I'm like, I would not want to date her. Like, holy shit.
What an
man.
ick.
So yeah, those are some of the things that you find besides, empty pockets in Vegas. We also went to a really nice steakhouse.
Oof.
We should give him a shout out.
The Cut by Wolfgang Puck.
Yes, it was so fucking good. I believe it's located
Ven-
in the Venetian, right?
Yeah,
In
I'm
the
pretty
Venetian.
sure.
And we took a walk there. The Venetian is always really cool to experience if you haven't. Just the way it's designed and the things that go on in there, and so you get to the restaurant and they're very nice. Honestly, they pulled the girls' chairs. When you pull the girls' chairs so that they can sit, and they didn't do it to the guys. I don't understand why. Maybe
Fuck men.
we just give them the ugly. I don't know. I really don't know, but one thing that I noticed, and obviously this is what you would consider a high end restaurant, I guess. I mean, at least the prices were holy shit.
Mhm.
They're very attentive. They're coming at the right places. They're taking things out of the way at the right places, and you're always constantly saying like thank you or I appreciate you or whatever, but they don't say anything. They don't say anything, and I don't know if that's part of the etiquette or the I guess mentality or you know what I mean, like
I was thinking-
business motto thing
Yeah,
that they
yeah.
have going on.
I was
but-
thinking a little bit more about that when you think about it. We're there for maybe like 1 or 2 hours, but they're there the whole day, like the whole shift. And they probably, I mean, I think it's a possibility that maybe they themselves get annoyed of saying like, you're welcome or something.
Yeah. That
don't
could be
know.
that could be something. Just they're like, I'm gonna be doing this. I
Yeah.
know you're thankful. It's more internal. Than,
Yeah, but I also think it's possible, what you were saying, like maybe like they're trying to be as, what's the word, like not present as possible.
Right, to make your experience a lot
More private,
more
maybe?
private,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
more interesting. Like, hey, I'm just getting this out of the
Yeah,
way.
I'm just doing my job,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, getting this out
We
of the
don't need to
way.
interact.
Yeah, I want you to be with your people as much as you
Yeah.
want, you know, or they can just hate saying it.
I don't know.
You're
I wonder
welcome.
what they
I don't
would
know.
say because, like, I will always say thank you, but I wonder if they get annoyed of people saying thank you also, like, that often.
And that's also what I'm getting at. Yeah,
Yeah,
also
yeah.
that they probably do also get annoyed because things that are overly repeated or overly done
Right.
can be annoying or can be uh, lose value even. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's very interesting their whole mentality
Yeah.
and
Food was great though.
food was amazing.
Great
Like,
portions. I was scared the portions were not gonna be it.
yeah, normally when you go to these high end restaurants, they give you. I mean, you've seen it in the movies. Yeah, they
A
give you
little
like
grape
like
size.
a this is a souffle
Filet
made out of
mignon.
salmon and orange juice, and then you're like, all right, well, what the fuck is this an appetizer? It's like, no, that's the main course. So what the fuck? Yeah, it's like, all right, I should have gone fucking McDonald's. I'm really regretting this right now. And no, but the food was amazing. Honestly, they had those. They call it the cuts because they have wagyu meat that you can different. You have different cuts. You know, the New York, and I mean that's the one I got. And
So you got the Wagyu Australian. Or is that
something.
the type of meat?
I think that's the type of.
I'm
meat.
not bougie enough. I don't know
Yeah,
what
that's the
those
type
mean.
of meat.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh, and the
type of-
cut was in New York.
yeah,
Weird.
the cut.
Okay, interesting.
In one the part also of the cow. And yeah, there's some that are 8 ounces, 6 ounces. I think 10 ounces might have been the limit. I don't want to say that's it, but
Yeah, so you got that, and then I got a rack of lamb, which was really good too.
a rack of lamb. Yeah,
We got some potatoes. What else did we get? We had a salad.
we had salad. Yeah,
Yes.
the salad was good.
It was
you know,
aight,
like,
you know.
you can't
Hard to fuck
overhype.
up a salad.
Yeah, you can't. Gordon Ramsay would say otherwise. Which he has a restaurant in Vegas.
Yeah,
in
that we
Hell's
actually. I know your brother was wanting to go to there, but
Yeah.
and it didn't end up working out. He's fucking booked.
Kitchen. Yeah, you have to. A lot of those places you have to book in advance, like months.
Yeah.
Months.
We also had kind of a nice dinner. Was it last weekend? At my work event.
Oh yes,
That was
yeah.
last weekend, right?
Yeah, last weekend
Yeah.
we had man. This podcast is mostly like
Catching up.
catching up with you guys. Yeah.
We can
which
briefly
is-
talk about that.
no-
I know you have some stuff about.
No, yeah, and I like talking about that because we went to this work gala event.
It was interesting. It was obviously, you know, I'm an adult. I have like a job and stuff, but that event made me feel like I had a big girl job. I was like, oh shit, like I'm part of
Yeah.
something like bigger than myself, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was basically kind of like an appreciation / awards ceremony for my funders because I work for a nonprofit.
Right.
So a lot of important people in the state of Colorado that basically help fund my work. The mayor was there of Denver.
the new mayor of
Michael
Colorado
Johnston.
or of Denver. Yeah.
And some Congress people were there
Yeah, there was people that are
making
like,
speeches and
yeah,
stuff.
making speeches. People that are actually voicing and representing Colorado. You know, whether are they doing it right or wrong? That's up for
Debatable, yeah.
that's up for debate. But they are the voices, and they were at that gala, and
Yeah.
I was impressed myself. You know, at some point I was like, "Am I underdressed?" You know, because I really did not know what to expect.
Yeah.
But it was like think of an Oscars type of event, and that's what it was. You know,
Right.
something very
It was
similar
fancy.
to that. Yeah, it was top tier.
Yeah.
Top
Yeah,
tier.
but the food. Sorry, going back to the point, the food there was good too.
Yeah, they had a good prime rib.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and the salad. I was gonna talk about the salad because it was kind of a weird look. In my opinion.
Yeah, they
weird
actually,
looking salad.
Yeah, they actually kind of elaborated the salad a little
Mm-hmm.
bit, and it was a little different.
Yeah, imagine like a quartered iceberg lettuce, and they just left it like that. They didn't chop it. It was just like you had to cut it yourself.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's different. It wasn't bad. I had never seen a salad presented that way.
Right.
So it kind of tripped me out. I had good dressing. Did it have radishes too?
It had radishes
mango?
and it had mango.
Yeah.
Yes. They got really, really explorative with explorative. Is that a word?
Yeah, or experimental maybe.
Experimental
Yeah.
with the flavors,
Hmm.
which is what I'm here for. And that's why I can give that salad a little bit more credit because it was very
Yeah,
experimental and it was an
but it worked.
experience. Yeah, it was an experience to eat the salad, whether it was cutting it, and then the little accents of different foods that
It had feta cheese on it too.
and feta and mango go well together. Go
Yeah, I
fucking
guess
figure.
they do.
Like they go fucking figure. They complement each other.
Oh
Some
yeah,
at least to us, it was really good.
right.
And
Yeah, it was a good night.
yeah, good night. I'm thankful that I was able to go and see what's going on in Denver and Colorado at a
Right.
governmental level. It was very impressive actually.
Yeah.
Being and sharing the room with people like that are very very much special people for the state.
Yeah, and I thought it was gonna be super stuffy, but I mean, there was a comedian hosting like the event. Too.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't remember her name. But
I can't remember her name. I really need to find out her name because they were a couple people that I found interesting and actually would like to see if I can eventually have in the podcast.
I have a pamphlet of the event.
Okay, well there you
Can
go.
give it to you.
I'll have to do the highlight thing. I need you, and
Not you.
and hell no. But yeah, I want to get some of those people here and have them share their ideas and their life, and what they're doing for the community because that's another thing that I noticed in that event that it was a lot of people that were doing something for the marginalized communities.
Yeah, specifically Latinos.
Latinos,
But yes,
and
marginalized
natives.
overall. Yeah, natives.
And I don't know. I thought it was really cool, and I saw a couple of people that raised my interest, and hopefully, they'll make it eventually to the podcast.
Yeah, hopefully they'll be open to that. That'd be pretty cool.
All right. Well, how about we jump to this section called "What's Your Ball?"
Damn, we already make it to the hour?
Yes.
Wow,
We're already
that's
at
crazy.
minute 56.
Damn.
Yeah. We had a better podcast prepared for you guys before. Like I said, but this is literally a recapitulation.
It always feels different the
of
second time we
original.
try to record.
Yeah,
But
it's
it
a
wasn't
little-
bad. I mean, we talked about some things that we didn't talk about last time. So
Yeah, it was good. It was more natural. It's always hard to redo it again when you've already talked about the topic, and it's hard to get excited about it again.
Yes.
And that's just us just being.
but we
honest.
actually have a cool idea for a podcast coming
Oh,
up. I don't know if you
yes.
want to share it or
Yeah,
not, or
yeah,
want
no,
it to be a surprise.
No, we can share it. We're thinking of doing something uh different. We have a nice spot that when we go on walks, we always see this spot, and it's out in nature. It is out in nature, but it's in a nice little walking area, and we're thinking of doing a podcast there, an outdoor
Outside.
podcast, and hopefully we can do it in Spanish and English.
Mhm.
And I think it would be a really cool idea to do it, out in nature. Hopefully, logistically speaking, we are able to execute it.
It'll be experimental.
It'll be very experimental, and we've done things like that before on this podcast. Where we've done it, one where I was in a car doing a podcast
Oh, I forgot
with
about that
somebody
one.
else.
Yeah.
So we've done a couple things that way, and this podcast is always open to try things like that. But yeah,
Yeah,
we
so
went
keep
on
on
a
the
walk.
lookout.
Yeah, we went on a walk, and we decided to say, "Hey, it'd be cool to do a podcast right here."
Outside.
Yeah, with the water kind of behind.
Yeah,
and
the ambiance,
the ambience.
nature sounds,
Yeah.
ASMR.
Yeah, hopefully we don't see any swimming rats.
Oh my god.
The other day we saw this fucking humongous, fat, thick rat
She was thick.
diving into one of the canals, slash
Literally
little river things.
Looked like an Olympian doing a dive.
Yeah, this rat was a pro. Like
Yeah.
I can't even do what the rat
No.
did. She fucking dove into the murky waters like a boss.
We think she's a she because she was kind of thick, so she
Yeah.
might have been preggers.
She definitely. I mean, that thing was huge. At first, I'm like, "That's a duck," and then I'm like, "Oh, what?"
Yeah,
the
and then
fuck?
I looked at it too. I'm like, no, that thing has a tail.
Yeah.
Too long.
I'm like, I don't see any feathers on that son of a bitch. But yeah,
Yeah, so keep on the lookout. It'll be a fun one if it works out.
Yeah.
It will. It'll work out.
So Deanna, what's your bop for the week?
Oh yeah, my bop for the week is a little bit of a throwback. It's called "Alive" by Cruella.
Alive by Cruella.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the EDM?
Yeah, it's
group?
EDM.
Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
I fucked heavy back in the day with Cruella.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was back in 2012, 2013.
Damn.
I want to say.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You know how I
Yeah.
have that thing with like
Years
songs,
and-
years,
yeah.
and music. I'm pretty sure it was around
Damn, I
that
want to
time.
look up the year now before we
You
end.
could do it. So.
Shut the fuck up. 2012.
Whoop! There you go. Yes, baby.
Oh,
yes,
it's so
baby.
weird.
Yes, baby.
You need to do like a little trivia for that. Or you would be like, if that was like a trivia question, you'd be good at like.
Yeah,
doing
I don't
the
know.
years of
It's a
songs.
weird.
It's a weird
knack.
gift.
Yeah, it's a weird gift that I have. That
Yeah.
I can, if I've heard the song, I can tell you I can probably tell you a good range of when it came out.
Yeah.
And you could say, well, that's easy, but it's
Is it?
I'd say that it's like 2012. I gave you 2012, 2013, 2016 pushing it because you have to know the career of an artist, and that's kind of how I can remember the ranges as well. Like I know that they were popping in this era, and then they also
Exactly.
kind of like
Yeah.
drifted off in this era. You know,
Interesting.
yeah.
What's your bop?
Mine is gonna be Rave Tool by Lucio Di Stefano.
There you go. He's a cool one that you showed me recently.
Yeah, he's a cool house DJ. At least from what I've heard, he has really good house hits, and recently I've been in the mood for it. So go give those two songs a good old listen
Sweet.
in the Yolking Around playlist.
Hell yeah.
You put that on Spotify. You can give a big thumbs up, subscribe, put the little bell notification notice there to let you know when we upload this mother trucking episode. Also, if you're listening on Spotify, hit that 5-star button and follow us as well so that you are notified when we upload a new episode. If you
Hell
like
yeah.
to listen to us in the car or in the shower or the shitter, you know.
We don't discriminate.
We don't discriminate. But anyways, with that being said, guys, thank you so much for giving us your time and space. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week.
Thank you.
Live freely and stay weird. See you next time. Bye.